Good people, good people, good people. Welcome back to the Gumtown Podcast, episode 208. I'm Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving it a shot. Today's guests are the founders and directors of Jules and Gents Mentoring Organization. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm sure we'll all be inspired by their story. Let's chop it up with Amber and Steve Deramus. Steve, Amber, how y'all doing?
Good, good. How about yourself?
Glad to hear that, and all is well on my end too. First things first, thank y'all for taking some time out of your schedule to chop it up with me. I really appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. We appreciate you for having us.
No doubt, no doubt. Of course, we to talk about all the great things y'all got going on with Jules and Gents Mentoring Organization. But before we talk about all the great things you got going on, let's get to know the man and woman behind the brand. So both of you originally from Montgomery. So I'll start with ladies first. Amber, how was your upbringing like growing up in the Gump?
So originally I was born here and I stayed here until I was about 16. So from here, from, early age to 16, I went to school, we kind of moved around a lot. So I had an opportunity to, go to different schools and everything like that. It was pretty fun. I grew up in Millbrook also. So I kind of, had both sides of going to public schools, being in uniform, and then going to schools that I didn't have to wear uniform in. So I kind of got to experience both sides of things. And then when I was like 16, I moved to Georgia. And from there to what, about 18, 19? Yeah. And then I end up coming back home. So, just kind of moved around a little bit until I got older. And then when I got ready to go to college, I came back to Montgomery to go to AUM to take up nursing. And I did that for a while. Got a job at the post office. I've been working there, and we, just kind of clicked when we got back to Montgomery.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. What a journey. Sounds like you had a chance to move around some different places and just had a
Yeah.
chance to, and it's all good. I'm pretty sure in those moves and starting those new chapters, you've developed the ability to adapt and pivot.
Yes.
Good stuff. Awesome stuff. Steve, how about you, man? How was your upbringing like in the Gump?
Um, I'm a West Side baby. Um, I was born in Southern Meadows, raised on Cappy Drive, Mobile Heights, and spent the rest of my years from about 13 all the way up in South Line. And pretty much about me, I was, a little hard head, but I was very smart when I was young. So I kind of, did my thing, also went to school. And then when I turned 17, I went off to the military, did 5 years in the military in a few months, and then ended up military was kind of like not for me, but it also taught me a lot. So I kind of was like, you know what, I ain't gonna resign. So I kind of got out, and ever since then, I just, we just been kind of like, standing on business, trying to, make sure, we be positive, not only for the community, but for the families, and, kind of bring I guess you could say kind of help me out here. I'm looking for the word, but I can't find it. We just trying to spread positivity. I put it like that. No
Okay.
word.
Okay, sounds good, man. Definitely appreciate you for sharing some of your background. Grew up on that west side. They say it's the best side. Hey, I ain't here to argue about that, but
Hey,
that's what they
man.
say about the west side. That's good,
It was
man.
fun back then.
No doubt, man. You got a chance to serve in the military. Definitely thank you for your service.
Cool.
And and I definitely understand that. Just realizing, the military wasn't for you and it was time to make some changes. And I mean, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you think you want to go down a path, and then you realize, hey, it's not for me. It's time for me to make those pivots, and that's what life is all about, being able to adjust.
Amen. Amen. I decided I want to be my own boss.
Yes, sir. Respect, man. Much respect. So definitely appreciate both of you all sharing a little bit about your backgrounds and just getting to know a little bit more about you all. But let's talk about what we're here to really talk about. We're here to talk about Jules and Gents Mentoring Organization. What y'all got going on over there?
So we're an organization that started off pretty much based off of a failed football team. And the reason why I say it like that, we started maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. And our son was playing on the travel football team. And the travel football team, the coach just kind of dismantled the team or whatever. And so we kind of felt bad for the students, well, the kids that were involved. So we, taught them, we were like, let's create an organization where the kids could come, be themselves, have fun. Not only that, but we, teach them different things on how to pretty much develop into young men and young ladies. And so after he and I we talked about it, we ended up meeting with a couple of people to, find mentors. Kind of got a game plan together, and we ended up creating that organization. We started, getting meetings together, doing community service events, taking the kids out of town to different events and functions and things like that. And it just eventually started growing over the years.
Okay, okay. Steve, anything else you wanna add to what y'all got going on?
I mean, she summed it all up perfectly, but
Okay.
I could add in probably a few things.
Tell them what we're doing now,
Yeah, no, I was gonna say we partnering with JAG High School. Used to be JD, but now it's JAG. And we've been partnering them for 3 years. And I mean, they really love us there. We like she said, we teach them all types of things to prepare them for the future, like financial literature, mental health, what it is, mental awareness,
like a real
estate classes, dinner etiquettes, and just all types of stuff. So it's just, it's more than just helping them prepare for the future, is also letting them have fun at the same time and getting to know each other, like, having a fun between each other.
And also, I'll say giving them that safe space. In the community nowadays, we have so much going on, especially with our younger generation. So a lot of times they don't feel safe when they're going places, or they don't feel they can be themselves, or they don't really have anybody to talk to. Nowadays, we have a lot of kids who are struggling mentally as well. So that is why we do the mental awareness. We actually do it for a whole month. But our biggest goal is to be that support system for the students that we have now, because now we are officially inside of the school, so we no longer meet with students outside the school. We meet during school hours now, but we were able to be there for them. Every year we get a new set of seniors, and that's primarily who we deal with right now. And every child has their own story. And to know that we can be there for them no matter what they're going through and be that positive impact on them. I mean, we've had kids during, previously who been able to come back and share their stories and how the Jewels and Gents changed their lives.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what we also try to do, like help pull them from the streets and more into a positive role. Or hey, look, this is what you could be doing in life. And I think it's a blessing how many lives we actually done changed and touched over the years of doing this.
Yeah, and that's awesome stuff, and I definitely appreciate y'all sharing all the great things you got going on over at Jules and Gents, and just hearing you all talk about everything you're offering the younger generation, that safe haven, teaching them life skills, financial literacy, real estate, and it's just great that you all are providing a solution. Because let's face it, we look at the younger generation. I'm 37, so I'm millennial, and we look at the younger generations, and I say we because I'm speaking from a culture perspective, and we're quick to judge and ridicule, but it's great that y'all are actually providing a solution, because it's one thing to complain about it, it's another thing to actually implement something, provide a safe haven. So sounds like that's what y'all are doing over there, Jules and Gents, and I just want to commend y'all. That's amazing stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So the name's Jules and Gents, it's very catchy, and I gotta ask, what's the inspiration behind it? Like, what inspired that name?
Actually, my mom and I were sitting down talking, and I was like, "Well, Mom, I need something like you said, catchy, something that can really represent us, and about pretty much putting out there what we're about." And she was just like, "What do you think about the jewels and gents?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, because we see our females as our jewels and our guys as our gentlemen. We want them to, be raised up as young gentlemen or young men." And so she was like, "Well, yeah, let's go with that." So it was just pretty much over a conversation. And Mom was like, hey, I got this. What you think about this?" And we just went with it.
Okay. Hey, shout out to Mom Dukes for the inspiration. Sound like it was a very organic, very natural way y'all came up with the name. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's amazing. Just hearing y'all talk about just the partnership y'all got with JAG and getting a chance to pour into the lives of the kids and just getting a chance to just teach them those essential life skills that unfortunately, I mean, y'all grew up in Montgomery like I did. The public school system didn't teach us about financial literacy and real estate and all the stuff y'all exposing them to is well beyond what the classroom is going to expose them to.
Yes, they actually get quite a bit of classes. And if you don't mind, I'm gonna say it because I don't want people to think, oh, they just get financial literacy and real estate. And the way the real estate is, we actually have someone who come in and they talk to them about the real estate. And if they have students in there that are interested, then they will actually pay for their class and pay for their tips.
Yep.
But not only that, we actually do have a credit class too, where we teach them about the importance of credit. We have a conflict resolution class because in this day and age, we have a lot of kids who are dealing with a lot of emotions and things that they're going through, and they don't know how to positively respond to certain situations. So that's why we have conflict resolution as well. We have a day where we bring out, I'm not sure if you know Ashley Monique with Change Nonprofit, but we have partnered with them and they've come out the past 2 years to talk to students for us and, kind of introduce them to the nonprofit world as well as being an entrepreneur. So we have a couple of other entrepreneurs that come out and they talk to them as well. So our goal is to just really try to prepare them and set them up for pretty much entrepreneurship and being the best version of themselves that they can be, because once they finish high school or even during high school, they don't get the classes that we're offering. That's not something that is normally offered to them. Yeah. And most of them don't even get it at home either.
And I also want to kind of throw in too is we also hold the mental awareness class, for a whole month. And the mentor that we have over that, she also plays this game with them to kind of help them open up. And man, we done heard so many stories that they never shared with anybody else. And it's only because they felt comfortable and, was able to feel safe when they came there. And it's just like we seen so many personalities come up out of it and everything. Yeah. And then also, we also keep tabs of the two of the students that, come to every meeting, that's also doing good in school, that's like giving no teachers no problem. And at the end of it, we try to give them like sponsorships, scholarships, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. So we'll give, to two of the best students that doing it. And then what we also do is we also sponsor prom. The first year we did, how many? I think it was...
I was going to ask him if he wanted us to tell him about that. How we got the partnership with JAG.
Absolutely. Let's hear it. Let's do it.
Well, we got the partnership with JAG because our goal was we went around to every high school in Montgomery and we gave them a flyer because we wanted to sponsor 2 students prom from every high school down here. JAG was at that time, JD was the only school that contacted us back and they wanted us to assist 2 of their students. That actually opened the doorway for us to be able to come in and gain that partnership because they saw how well we had those girls. And at that time, it was 2 girls. We did their hair, their makeup. We paid for their gowns, their shoes, transportation. I mean, literally everything. All they had to do was get their ticket. Everything else was taken care of. And by them seeing us do that, that's what opened that doorway. So that following year, we actually came into the school. We meet with the students every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And this year, I think we're going to do a little bit more. But that second year of partnership, we sponsored 8 students prom. And we actually had their gowns made.
Wow.
I can't say out of them 8, them was like the best students. It was like every time they was there, they was raising their hand, asking questions. It was like they was really into it. They was taking notes, and it was so hard to choose just who we wanted to be the winner. Yeah, so we was like, let's get all the ones that we know is good, and it ended up being eight, but we pulled it off. We pulled it off.
No, absolutely, and that's amazing. Just hearing that story and how the partnership came about with Jag, and just you all wanting to be a blessing and passing out the flyers to the high schools in Montgomery, and hats off to them for taking you all up on the offer, and you all were able to be a blessing in them, and now you got that partnership with the schools, and that's what it's all about. Just pouring into the next generation, and like everything you all were talking about prior to the prom, everything aside from the real estate and financial literacy, the mental health awareness, that's very important because in the black community for the longest it was taboo. Mental health awareness. If you needed to talk to somebody, if you needed therapy, you were deemed as crazy. But I'm glad that y'all are, going against that stigma and actually encouraging the youngins to speak up, to talk about things that they never talked about because that's important. That's another reason why the term what they term to use there's a lot of that's the reason why they crash out a lot because they don't have a safe haven, somebody to talk to without feeling like they're being judged. So everything y'all got going on with Jules and Gents, man, it's just amazing from every all the life skills y'all teaching them and just being a blessing and sponsoring the prom. And I I just tell my hat to y'all. That's so amazing.
Thank you. And one
Absolutely.
of the things I wanted to throw out for the mental awareness, the young lady who does come out, she is a licensed therapist. And she is the one who comes out and hosts those mental awareness classes.
Okay, good stuff. And even with that, the mental health awareness, bringing somebody in as an expert, as well as the real estate piece you were talking about earlier, bringing somebody in as an expert. That's another kudos to you all for being willing to bring in those people from the outside that are the experts that can truly speak to it and really give the students some practical advice and things that they can really use to move forward. So y'all got it going on over there, Jules and Jensen. Like just looking at y'all page on Facebook, I knew y'all had a lot of great things going on, but hearing y'all talk about them, like y'all really doing some amazing stuff in the community, and that's what it's about, giving back.
And
Yeah, man. Man.
Absolutely. So whenever I have entrepreneurs, directors, creators like yourself on the platform, I like to talk about three things: the aha moment, action, and audacity. Take us back to your aha moment when you first had this idea to create this organization.
that would have been when we
Well,
the football team when that happened. For
well,
me, that is. What you thinking?
I'm thinking when we came back on the road from that football team, it was like we was talking about it then. And I think it was brewing it up then. But it's something about when my wife takes the trip to Birmingham. It's something about that trip when we come from there. She has a whole game
Thank
plan
you.
about something, and it's like whenever she bring it to me, we try to step on it. We try to like go and put it in action, put the footwork in for it. So it was like it brewed up when we was on the way back. But yeah, that Birmingham trip, like I was finna go to try to sleep on the way back, but she was like, "No, I want to talk to you about something." I was like, "Okay, okay, let's do it." And so we kind of just started chit-chatting about it. And yeah, she came up with the idea of bringing them together and having them. And then, when she was bringing that along, I was just kind of like throwing the like, okay, well, what do we do? Like, this type of certain class or, this type of certain thing or this type of certain thing to keep them fun and active. And she was like, you know what? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. That'll work. So it's kind of like we was already brewing it up. But yeah, I can honestly say my wife had that she already had her mind set on it. I seen where she was going, but like, I didn't know which way to go. But when we take them trips to Birmingham,
I'm
the
laughing at the
problem
trip to
solved.
Birmingham because he's not telling no story.
Right.
That's when I feel like that's when God talked to me a lot on trips because I had a women's conference. When was it? 2020, 2019 or
20,
2020?
20,
2020. And I got that vision on that road trip heading to Birmingham. I don't know what it is, but all of my visions and things like that, they really come to me on the road trips to Birmingham. I be in deep thought, and then afterwards, I go to my husband.
Hmm. No, that's good stuff. I mean, hey, however the vision come, hey, no judgment here. And it's funny you say that because it is something about traveling and being on the road, being on that interstate, being on that boring interstate, like your mind do get to racing and like I can definitely attest to that as well. Coming up with some great ideas, just being on the road, just riding. So no, that's not far fetched at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hey, so y'all had the aha moment in Birmingham, and y'all start talking things over and getting things situated so that the next portion, the action. So based on that, it sounds like it didn't take a long time to come up with a name and get the 503C and all that stuff situated.
Right, right. We got
Okay,
everything situated within probably within the first 6 months.
okay, that's what I'm talking about. Jump right into action, didn't spend a whole lot of time thinking, overanalyzing. You knew what you wanted to do. You had the thought, you put some action behind it, and made it happen.
Yes.
Right. Plus, we was a positive role model for our children. So it was just, kind of on the right to kind of reach out there. And like they say, help out a village, I mean, build you a village, somewhere where, everybody know each other and everybody, can step in when can.
Absolutely, because it definitely takes a village, man, and like that's one of the things that I appreciated growing up in the '90s and 2000s, just having that village, having that group of people around that loved on you when you were doing the right thing, held you accountable when you was out of line, and just, I mean, it takes a village at all levels, and it's just great that you all decided to build this village to help the younger generation, to help mold them, to love on them, and hold them accountable.
Yes, yes.
Good
Yep.
stuff. So that last portion, audacity, is one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to put action behind it. But to put it out to the world to be praised or criticized, that's where the audacity comes in my opinion. And just hearing you two talk, it sounds like y'all gave yourselves that audacity to put this out to the world.
Yes, we did.
Good. No doubt. No doubt. Hey, and that's that's all it takes. Just having some self-confidence and believing God gonna make everything work out. I mean, like when you got those two things in place, hey, things tend to work out in your favor.
And then I say having a good support system. We were blessed to come in contact with pastor and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Matthews. They were a big blessing to us. And the reason why I say that is because we came to them with what we had going on with the Jewels and Gents, introduced them, told them everything about us. I initially went to them to pay them to do the 501c3 for us because I mean I didn't know how to, do the back end of it. And after they heard everything that we had to offer with the Jewels and Gents, when I tell you they jumped on, it was like, hey, God told us to do this for you. And they literally took care of everything. And they've been supporting us since day one.
Yeah. They just
And
hosted an
yeah,
event where
they
they
just
gave us a shout out on our name.
yeah, they just actually hosted back to school event as well, and we were there, to try to support as well. So just having that support system goes a long way, especially when you have like a vision or something you're trying to do. Just having people to back you up really makes your vision go a long way.
Absolutely, no doubt, and it goes back to what we were just talking about, just that village.
Yes,
It takes a village, and hats off to Mr. and Mrs. Matthews for being part of y'all's village and believing in your vision, and just hats off to y'all for being willing to share that vision with them and let them know this what we got going on, this what we bring into the community, and just being vocal about that because could have easily tried to do everything yourself and keep it to yourself and not really talk about it, but that's the power of just being vocal and letting people know what you got going on because more times than not there are people that are out there ready and willing to help you.
yes.
Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to one more person, to Nick Ivana.
That's what I was gonna say. The mentors. We
Yeah.
have two other mentors. Nikovana Shannon. I don't know if you heard of her before. She has what is it, Shannon and Shannon Financial?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but
Okay.
she's a financial literacy advisor as well. But she's actually the person who teaches the class, and she's been with us since day one too. She's not just, a person that comes in and teach about financial literacy. She is definitely with us every step of the way. And Keonsha Dunn is the one who teaches the mental awareness. So those two mentors, yes, they have a certain area that they specialize in, but they don't come just for that. They show up for everything that we have and whatever we do.
And they actually do it for the kids.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't there just to be there. They actually enjoy and interact with as well.
Awesome stuff, and that's great that you all have all of these great mentors and great in these specialists in these different fields as part of you all's village and pouring into the kids and just giving back. And I mean, yeah, I definitely understand like to show up for the youth in this nonprofit space. And I know it's not about the money. I know it's about the genuine love of the kids and pouring into the kids, and that's what they need. Just some genuine love, some real deal mentorship, and sounds like that's what you all are providing them, just that mentorship, that safe haven, and that's what they need.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
just
Uh,
a little.
exactly, exactly. Just a little push, absolutely. So you all have done great things in this nonprofit space, and I know great things are coming down the pipeline, which leads to my next portion, vision. What are some of the short term and long term goals for the organization you all feel comfortable sharing?
Wanna I don't know if I should say this is short term or long term, but our goal is to become a partner in every high school in Montgomery. Um,
Possibly Alabama if
yeah, that's
will.
the long term.
Yes.
But to gain more partnerships within other high schools, because the thing is, it's important to us that all that this organization, well, the students have access to something like this in every school, not just one school, because all of these students at every school could use the information that is being given to them. Because I mean, it's free. They don't have to pay anything to join or anything like that. So I'd say one of our long-term goals definitely is to become a part of every high school down here.
And have some steady good mentors, because like the two that we mentioned, like we said, they've been with us since day one. We done had so many people like, oh yeah, I want to do it. And it's like they come, and then the next day we rarely hear from them. Then like 2 months later, they're like, hey, I want to come back. It's like, hold up, wait a minute now. You can't just come when you want to. You gotta be there for the kids.
Consistent,
Cause
yeah.
yeah, I mean, what if we said we're gonna do something and then we don't show up that day? Then they're gonna be looking at us like, okay, you know what?
And see, that
So
was one of the things that the guidance counselor was saying. The way students are, they are used to familiar faces. So when you get to seeing too many different faces and they come in, they falling off, come in, they falling off,
yeah,
it loses the students' interest. So it's very good to have, the set mentors, consistent mentors that are coming in and teaching and being there for those students.
Absolutely, and that makes perfect sense. Just in terms of what you all was talking about, just those familiar faces, and just wanting to expand into every school, high school in Montgomery, and also continue to add mentors to partner and work with the nonprofit organization. Those are great goals, short term, long term, and I have no doubt y'all will make it happen.
Yes, yes, we will.
Absolutely. So, so as we wrap up the podcast, I want to ask $1 million question. So I started this podcast because I wanted to highlight the greatness connected to the city of Montgomery, whether you were born here or lived here for a significant period of your life, be it college, military, or work. Both of y'all being from Montgomery, hometown heroes. I'll start with you, Amber. What do you appreciate the most about the city of Montgomery?
Um, I'd say, I mean, I've come into a lot of like organizations, and even with the city now, what I'm starting to notice now is they're starting to do a lot more things within the community as far as giving back. I don't know, it's a certain department that they have in Montgomery, and I had it written down, but it's within the city, and they have a lot of events downtown, and they're free events for like people to come to and gather and just enjoy themselves in this family oriented thing. So that's one of the things that I like right now is the fact that they're starting to do more things giving back to the community.
Okay, powerful stuff. Spot on. Steve, how about you, man? What do you appreciate the most about the city of Montgomery?
what I appreciate the most right now is I'm honestly say the people, because yes, we have a lot of hot heads down here, but we also have a lot of people that are listening. I also have a lot of people that if you tell them something, they usually will jump on it. Like the kids that we've been having, when we give them the classes or even ask them what they want to be, and they tell us, a lot of students like tend to push and thrive for that passion that they want. Like we have a lot of hairstylists. We have a lot of athletes that's want to get drafted. Like I'm a set of people, because like I said, it's like down here you can tell them what to do and they'll listen. But if you don't have no guidance or you just act like you don't care, then that's when you're gonna see the
The rough
the
side.
backfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome
So
stuff.
I just feel like the more people we talk to, the more people we touch, the better our city.
Absolutely. Spot on. Powerful stuff. So how can the people connect with you? What are your social media handles?
Okay, so we have the Jules and Gents social media, which is one second. It's the Jules and Gents Mentor Organization on Facebook. We that's primarily the way they can reach us outside of like our personal socials, which is mine is Amber Deramus on Facebook and makeup underscore by underscore Danielle on Instagram. But for the Jules and Gents mentoring program, it's the Facebook Jules and Gents mentoring.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Too easy. And of course, I'll put that information in the description of the
Another
ep-
thing
Oh,
too,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say you catch us at a lot of events going on around here too. So, tell them to come to a lot of events that, going on, around the city and yeah, you're gonna guarantee to see us there.
Okay. Hey, good people, y'all heard it. They said pull up on them. They'll be
Yeah,
out and about at the events in the city, giving back, pouring into the community.
Yes.
good
Good
people.
stuff. And of course, I'll put that Facebook contact information in the description of the episode. Hey, Amber, Steve, thanks again for the conversation. I really appreciate you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Absolutely. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumtown Podcast. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do. Be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you.